House Speaker Paul Ryan says he won't back Donald Trump until he does more to unify the party. Roll it, Sven.
To be perfectly candid with you, Jake, I'm just not ready to do that at this point. I'm not there right now. And I hope to, though, and I want to. But I think what is required is that we unify this party. And I think the bulk of the burden on unifying the party will have to come from our presumptive nominee. I think that he needs to do more to unify this party, to bring all wings of the Republican Party together, and then to go forward and to appeal to all Americans.
I know. What a jerk. I mean, sure, conservatives should despise groupthink and embrace individualism, but it's time to get with the program. So what if you're worried about a guy who changed parties 5 times, hedges on taxes, contradicts himself on foreign policy, favors raising the minimum wage, linked Ted Cruz to JFK's death, blamed Bush for 9/11, ridiculed a war hero, and took a picture with a taco salad while saying, "I love Hispanics"? I, for one, can't wait to see how President Trump celebrates Martin Luther King Day. What will he eat then? I kid the Donald. Anyway, Ryan says he's not ready. And so Ryan says he's not ready, and some true conservatives are mad that Ryan won't back a liberal Republican. But it's nice to see the same people who were cheering disruption just weeks ago now demanding unity. For me, Trump's killing of ideology is great, if only he replaces it with principles. As for Ryan, you don't have to worry. He's meeting Donald next week, and 10-1, they'll end up eating taco salads in Trump Tower. And then all of our noted principled conservatives can relax as another one falls in line. Finally, what does the current president have to say about this?
I just want to emphasize the degree to which we are in serious times, and this is a really serious job. This is not entertainment. This is not a reality show.
Says the guy who ate raw salmon with Bear Grylls.
Yeah, let's try that. Come on.
That would be
good. Get a little sample. That's tasty.
It is tasty. So what's this about a reality show? Kimberly, at least Trump did the reality show before he became president. President Obama is doing the reality show while he was president.
Yes, yes, yes. Just ask Glozell Green with the whole bathtub with, what was it, the Fruit Loops or something in it?
Don't you think that Ryan's language suggests that he will be ready?
Well, of course, but this is, you know, it's kind of just like covering all the bases. They're going to meet on Thursday. They're going to speak. They've got the group meeting, and then they've got the private meeting with, you know, Reince Priebus. It's going to work out because it sort of has to, because the alternative is Hillary Clinton.
What if, Eric, they have a meeting and Ryan becomes his VP?
No, that's probably not going to happen. You remember that list you just read? You know, flip-flop on this, change parties 5 times, and you forgot the last one. And then beat the pants off of everyone else in the field.
No, that's true. That's true, because those things don't matter.
Jeb Bush, Lindsey Graham.
Those things don't matter.
So, you know what this is? I've been formulating this all day. The Business Network. I sit on the 12th floor with the business people. Melissa's down the hallway. And I'm watching the Business Network, and I realize what this is. Donald Trump has pulled off a hostile takeover of the GOP, right? Where a company's just sitting there, and if they're not healthy, even they're a good company, but they're not healthy enough, someone could swoop in and take them.
Yeah,
that's what Donald Trump did. Healthy companies would be able to fight off the hostile takeover with cash and with things and stock, but the GOP was so ill, it was so ripe for a takeover. Trump saw it, and he swooped in, and he did. And guess who's next? Crooked Hillary.
You know, it's like I compare it to like a hacker who takes the existing information and then creates a new way to take advantage of it. It's kind of the same thing.
Same thing.
Yes. Yeah, you should read it on FoxNews.com today. It's out there.
I'll do that right away.
But I want to bring up something. Lindsey Graham issued a statement saying he won't support Trump, but Dick Cheney said he will, and then Jeb said he won't. So it's this weird kind of like phenomenon. Some people.
Okay, so my personal theory is that Trump is paying these people to say that they won't support it, because it would be a disaster if they did support him. Mitt Romney's endorsement would be like the kiss of death. He'd have to go like egg Mitt Romney's house, mansion, or something if he supported him.
Because everybody hates Mitt.
Well, I mean, because that's
an awful guy.
His whole street cred. No, Trump's whole street cred is that the establishment is against him. So if all of a sudden they come out and endorse him, he's screwed. It's way too early. I mean, it's got to be the last possible second they say, well, he's better than Hillary. I just asked Katrina Pearson about this in the last hour, and I was like, this is a dead serious
question. An objective
person. How would you spin it? How would you possibly spin it if Mitt Romney came out and said that he was for your campaign? And she didn't really have an answer for that, because it would be a disaster.
That's impossible, because she has an answer for everything. Juan, what is your take on this? Do you think that Paul Ryan's going to come around just like everybody else?
It doesn't matter at this point because, I mean, the fact that he did what he did at this moment, kind of the high point when, you know, everybody's rallying to Trump and Trump's trying to rally the troops and say we can unify. And Paul Ryan, as the top Republican official in the nation, just rebuked the nominee and said it's on the nominee, it's his burden to unify the party, not on the party. And so what you see is people like Mary Matlin saying, you know what, I'm leaving the Republican Party. What you see is not only is George H.W. and George W. and McCain saying they're not going to the convention, now you have a bunch of senators, people running in Senate races saying we're not. Now, why is Paul Ryan doing what he's doing? I think there's two reasons. One is a matter of principle, to pick up on your points, Greg. You know what, you think about his principles, he's a Jack Kemp guy. That's who he's studied under. And Jack Kemp, in terms of American economics, is all about smaller government.
Free trade.
He's all about free trade. He's all about limiting government intervention in our lives. And here's Donald Trump saying, oh, I really want health care, national health care, education, eminent domain.
But Paul Ryan, besides being a Jack Kemp guy, is also Speaker of the House. He represents all the representatives who represent all the people in the country. And you would want that guy to variably get behind the nominee so that you do unify the country.
No. In other words, you're putting it on him. But let me just tell you something.
Because you know why, Juan? Because Donald Trump won the nomination.
Nope.
That's why.
Doesn't work.
He won it fair and square. He played by the rules and he won. So everyone who's complaining about it should get behind the person who won.
You know why? Because he's the head of the House of Representatives and he's worried about his members losing.
Yeah, isn't he trying to provide some kind of cover to kind of retain a House majority? Couldn't that be it?
Oh, gee, yes.
Wrongly. Instead of
doing.
jumping in and saying, you know what, this is a bigger party. We can win with Donald Trump because we're better than the Hillary Clintons. You mentioned a bunch of people who weren't going to show up at the convention. Rick Perry, who trashed Donald Trump months ago, now says, not only do I endorse him, I want to be his VP. Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney is on board with Trump. Mike Pence, who endorsed Ted Cruz last week, 1 week ago today, says, you know what, Ted Cruz is my guy, that weak need endorsement. Well, he said today, Donald Trump's my guy. The Ricketts family. This is a big one.
That is a huge
big money who are behind the establishment candidates now say, we just need to win. They've gotten behind Donald Trump.
Let me give you the other end of the world. The other end of the world is people like Senator Ben Sass in Nebraska says, a third party? Maybe we should start a third party because this is the end of the Republic. Charles Krauthammer, much loved commentator on this network. What does Charles Kramer says? This is an inflection point. This is the end of a major political party. Let's have some perspective. This is an earthquake.
Juan, do you think they realize they're helping him? I mean, they are helping him. When they come out and they denounce him and they say that he doesn't represent the party,
if you maintain your principles, you should. So if you want to maintain your principles, what do you do?
I think if you want to hurt Trump, those guys, they should go endorse him. That would be the way to hurt him.
On the principles?
Sure.
You and I were sitting at this table 4 years ago. We didn't love where Mitt Romney was. Invariably, 8 years ago, we didn't love where John McCain was ideologically. It was against some of our, you were libertarian, I was a little bit farther right. It was against some of our principles to endorse a guy who was looking for open borders, who had created Romney Care in Massachusetts. Yet we got behind him because he was a better choice than Obama, the socialist, in my opinion.
Good
but
point.
we did.
Yeah, but here's, for me anyway, it's different. As I said before, I have to be hypercritical because I don't have all the facts on Trump because there's too many contradictions. So I have to be true to myself. That's all I'm doing. I'm like a parent that is exceptionally hard on his kid. I need to know that I got to see that homework. I got to know that he's doing his homework. I got to know that he knows the issues. I can't just, you know, it's like going for Trump is like one of those corporate exercises where they say, trust me, close your eyes and fall and I'll catch you. He might not be there.
Right, and not
You'd
only
never
that.
let anybody do that.
But here's the thing, Ryan is got two things to work with. One, guess what? The odds are against Trump winning. He's got to protect the future of the party beyond Donald Trump. And the second thing to say is, how come you don't know Donald Trump at this point, Gregory?
I've tried.
Are you kidding? Ryan had to come
out
and condemn when he said the Muslim ban, right? Ryan came out and condemned when he said he's not responsible for violence at his rallies. Ryan came out and said, you know, this KKK thing where you're reluctant to say anything about it, this is a party that does not indulge bigotry.
Kimberly, what are your thoughts?
Was that like a paid super PAC for Hillary? Because I'm bleeding out of my ears from that.
Do you want to hear Donald Trump's response about this meeting? And
if
then
that would
comments?
help you, go ahead.
No, I want to include you in this rather vibrant conversation.
Yes, exactly.
All right, roll it.
Sven.
I was very, very surprised. I mean, he talks about unity, but what is this about unity? And, you know, with millions of people coming into the party, obviously I'm saying the right thing. And, you know, the party was stayed. It had a lot of problems. I think it's something that the party should get solved quickly, and I know we're meeting next week.
What are you going to talk to him about?
They wanted to meet next week. I have absolutely no idea. Look, my attitude is a lot of people say it's a great thing. I don't necessarily agree, but I can understand that point of view. Again, millions of people have come into the party, and there's a reason for it.
Kimberly, your thoughts on his response?
I think that his response is good and is actually pretty measured, you know, given what could be considered the severity of, you know, Speaker Ryan's making that statement. Ultimately, they're going to meet on Thursday, and this is going to resolve because it has to. And also, he brings up a great point. He has brought a lot of, like, passion and excitement into the party, so find a way to make a bigger tent and make it work. Otherwise, you're playing for the other team, really.
I disagree.
I do. Well, that's
not. If you disagree with Donald Trump, that doesn't make you a traitor.
What I'm saying.
No,
it makes a traitor.
No, but if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you make it more likely that Hillary wins. The 5 or 6 swing states, they'll decide the election.
But this is not what Paul Ryan said anyway. This is like 2 dogs circling each other. I mean, they're getting together next week to kind of sniff each other and see what's going on here. I know. And they're going to negotiate over what their position is here. I mean, Speaker Ryan is not saying he never Trump. He's just saying, let's get together and sit down.
Yeah, you know what? He's playing hard to get.
There you go.
That's what it is. He's not just going to go. It's not last call at the bar yet. You know, he's just hanging out, seeing what's going to happen.
But Donald Trump's the last draw on the bar.
That's right.
Last one standing.
My point
Completing
is,
the metaphor.
have an open mind. Not calling. I didn't call.
Yes.
Specifically, did not call anybody a traitor. What I'm saying is have an open mind and see and take it to the end. If you're convinced at the end, you are. If you're not, you're not. You have to guide by your own principles.
But as I recall, your ears are bleeding from hearing the fact that people oppose Donald Trump, and it makes your ears bleed.
No, with that monologue about Hillary.
Enough of the ears bleeding.
Oh, no,
you got to go to a
Greg did the monologue.